What's up, guys? It's Uncle Freedom coming to you on another glorious day off. Well, a week or so back, we actually talked about taking the cat tourniquet, getting it out of this package, and actually properly staging it out so that it was ready for use if you found yourself in a situation where those seconds actually matter. There's another tourniquet I do carry, though, and I highly recommend, and it's probably right up there, and it's by far my favorite tourniquet to use on other people. And that is the SOF-T. Now, the SOF-T is a 1.5 inch wide strap, so it's almost a seatbelt material. It's much softer, but that's not what the SOF-T stands for. It's Special Operations Forces Tourniquet. This is a TCCC approved tourniquet. It is an excellent tourniquet, especially if you're using it on other people, because it has a couple of features that the cat doesn't have, but it also has a pitfall or two that the cat doesn't have. So first thing we're going to do with this is just like everything, and somebody asked me why I stretched a tourniquet. So you have what's known as the tensioning band here, right? So I can pull this out. This is what actually puts pressure when you do it. This can get pulled up, and if I were to strap this onto you right now, I would have to twist for days, and I probably would not get full occlusion. So the first thing we're going to do is unhook this guy, and we're going to pull all the slack out of it. We want that nice and tight on there so that we can actually use it. And then we have the tourniquet. We're going to set this up the same way, kind of our biggest limb. That'll get over my giant feet. And we're going to take this guy and we're going to roll this back onto itself and fold it down so that we have the same length. And then we're going to take this guy and put it over the top. So what you end up with is a very compact, thin package in comparison to even fully compressed this guy. This is a lighter tourniquet than this, but it is a much thicker tourniquet. Something to keep in mind if you're carrying it, if you just got it in your bag or something. But for me, these excel if I'm going to stick it in my pocket. So the SOF-T has a couple of things that I really like. Where with the cat we had Velcro, so it was self-adhesive, which was also part of the problem and a pitfall for it. And we have that excellent wide lock that we can put things in. You do not have that with the SOF-T. The SOF-T's windlass is actually made of metal. And what you have, the lock that's in place, is actually known as the tri-ring right here at the top. This little hook here is excellent, but it's mainly there as an assist to you if you're using this in one-handed operations to be able to hold that windlass in place just long enough for you to get the tri-ring on there and actually lock it. This is not a lock. This is an assist for the tri-ring. So when we have this, where this runs into an issue is on one-handed application. This is an excellent tourniquet. It's amazing. I love this tourniquet. But in one application, you run into some issues. If you had this arm down and I'm forced to use this arm, well, I put this on and I got to do the whole pinch method with my chin to get this thing to hold still. And then once it holds still, I can twist, hook it on my little hook, and then bring my tri-ring over the top of it, and now that's actually locked in place. Then you're faced with this tail, where on the cat we would just stick it to it. While the tail, we're just going to bring it around and wrap it around itself, get it out of the way so that you're not stepping on it. Because if you were to evac a casualty and you had this giant tail on there, Murphy's Law states that eventually somebody's going to step on that giant tail and either dislodge your tourniquet or cause undue pain to your patient. Another place where the SOF-T really excels is if you're in a situation where you have a wounded leg, or maybe you can't get to your leg for whatever reason, especially car wrecks, things of that nature. You've got a massive bleed, you've got a leg that's pinned, you can't get to the leg, maybe they're sitting down and you can't actually get their foot up. This has a buckle. All you do is unsnap this buckle, and then we're going to take this and run it underneath the leg, and we're going to saw this. So pull it like a saw, as high and tight as you can get it. We're going to reclamp this back into here, and then we're ready to go. You want to get your initial pull on this as tight as you can. That way you're doing as minimal twisting as possible to occlude blood flow. Now in situations that involve children or something like that, I have heard numerous times you can't use a cat because a cat's too big. You can use a SOF-T. I've seen it done. Although something to keep in mind with children is the pressure required to occlude blood flow in a small human is not the same as it is on a full-grown adult, because we have much more muscle tissue, we have much higher blood pressure. It takes a lot more work to occlude those arteries and veins to stop the bleed. Not the case on a kid. With a kid, sometimes you can even do it with an ACE wrap if you pull it tight enough. This is a cheap $30 insurance policy that keeps you from using something like this to try to stop the bleed. Because while these can be effective in the right hands, this will never be as good as a manufactured tourniquet. So guys, this is my second tourniquet that I carry, one of my favorites. This is the SOF-T wide from TacMed Solutions. Highly recommend them. Excellent tourniquets, bomb-proof design, very versatile. Just the one pitfall of being a little harder to apply one-handed, but if you're applying to your own legs, if you've got two hands to use, or you're applying to another person, this is the absolute easiest tourniquet I've ever run. The lock takes a little getting used to, but that's also one of those things where I tell you, you got to train with your gear. You have to do it. Buy two, use one for training. That said, these still have a place, but this in everyday carry world is much slimmer, easier to do, and it doesn't have the same risk as the entangled. I just folded this up without looking at it. If I grab this right now and drop it, I still have a ready-made loop to go with the tourniquet. If I do that to a cat, ain't no chance of me getting it out. So guys, that's a look at the SOF-T, why I like it, why it's always a standard in some of my kits. That versus the cat. You're not going to go wrong with either one, but whatever you get, make sure you train, make sure you got some practice time on it, and that you know what you're doing, because the life you save one day could be your loved ones or your own. So guys, I'm Uncle Freedom. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, like and subscribe, tell a friend, share this video, because the more people that have this knowledge, the better off we're going to be as a society. So guys, until next time, see you later.